What's up guys, welcome back to Gears and Arms, and this is the Hawk Project. And today we're gonna get this thing set a little bit better on this new Crown Vic frame. I need to get it off the 2x4s that it's sitting on. So let's get this thing jacked up and let's get rolling. Alright, so first thing you gotta figure out is how to just get this thing lifted up. I think I'm gonna use the lift in like a 4x4 through the doors or through the door opening. I gotta watch out for my little vent shades here, and I don't really want to take them off because they're a pain in the butt. So let me see if I can get that figured out. Okay, let's try and set this thing down without dropping it. Oh, hanging up on the heater box, but that's nothing that the Sawzall can't fix. Well guys, here's where we're sitting without even any further cutting from when I initially cut the cab off. And the front cross member is laying on the ground. Sitting in the trans tunnel there, and then we are resting on the heater box. But I can already tell there's more room inside the truck than before. And it's sitting on the ground. Alright, time to just trim some more stuff and then start figuring out how to mount this thing to the chassis. Alright guys, it's a couple days later, and I got this cab set where I want it. Side to side, up and down, left to right, back and forward, every which way. I'm going to weld a couple small little plates in to the firewall here and on the other side to link the firewall to the cab on each side. And then I'm going to move to the back and weld in a couple tabs there to get this thing kind of permanently set where I want it. Then just double check everything, and then I'm going to work on starting to make all of my filler panels. And I think I got to make a couple body mounts in the back to support the back of the cab a little better. So let's get to it. Alright, so it's been a couple days since I've been able to get back over to the shop here and work on the Hawk. I did a little bit of stuff at home. As you can see, I got the hood on it, and then I got all the carpet pulled out and the original seat, driver's seat pulled out. This is the seat I had in the truck. Now, it's not the one I want. I'd like one much nicer, but it's what I have for right now. And I'll tell you what guys, this thing already has a ton more room inside. It's a whole lot more comfortable to sit in with the floor kind of dipping down the way it does, and there's just a whole lot more room. So, and then also the truck is sitting, I got it lifted up to where it's sitting like 3 inches off the ground, which is about where it sat all the way down before. So looking pretty good. I still need to source some shorter front tires, but tonight I'm gonna work on getting the front clip kind of set in place. I want to make sure that before I go and weld the cab pretty much fully in place, get all the patch panels put in, before I weld that all in place, I want to make sure that the wheel looks good in the wheel well. I just kind of went off some measurements from you guys and also just some measurements that I took myself. So I want to get this clip taken apart. I got to cut out some of this old core support, which it's all rusted there and there. So get that all kind of taken apart. I believe I need to move the radiator and AC condenser back like, I think 2 inches. I'll figure that out when I start getting the clip on. So let's dive into that. so I got the front end kind of drug as far back as it'll go. Like I said, the frame rail is hitting the core support. And then I measured, we need to go back about 10 inches. If you look, if I measure back 10 inches, so 10 inches from the core support, that's gonna put my core support right into the radiator by 2 inches. So I do in fact need to move that back 2 inches. And from what I've seen, I have the room. I've got 2.5 here, so let me figure out how to get this thing moved back. All right, got the core support all cut out. So now I just need to figure out where to cut these frame rail horns off and get this thing shoved back the rest of the way and see how we look. Okay, frame rails are unceremoniously hacked off along with the core support. So let me slide this thing back and see if it fits. On those. So we're back pretty far. Obviously the front's got to come up. The only issue is right down here, you can see it. There's a little tab or flange. I think I need to trim that a little bit. It's not hitting yet, but it's really close. And then these air conditioning lines right down here at the bottom are they're touching the bottom of the grill and the lower valance. So I got to figure out what I'm gonna do about those. I might be able to bend them a little bit. I just want to be careful. I am getting close though. Just need to make a bit more room. Even closer. This side is just about there. I have to trim just a bit right here. Either the frame rail or I think I can just take a little bit off of this flange right here. But my bigger problem still is these air conditioning lines right down in here. They're right behind this piece of plastic, but they're right against the grill. So, and I still gotta go back. Still need to go back a decent amount on this side. Looking good though. But yeah, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about those AC lines. All right, I'll check back in. I think I figured out one problem. I'm not exactly sure, but if you look down at this grill, it's got a nice curve out up top and in the middle. But if you look at the bottom, you can clearly see there's damage like right here. I think the grill is pushed in on the bottom, which is obviously going to cause me problems. So I'm going to try and pull that out some, which will give me a little bit more clearance there. Not everything I need, but I'm going to start with that. Front end is bolted on. Our gap's a little bit fat right there. It kind of actually always was on this truck, but we might need to come up just a touch because it looks a hair lower or like wider here than it is here. Let me close the hood. See how we're looking. The front's obviously still supported with a jack. Not looking too bad. Actually, we look really good. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. This is getting exciting to see. This thing's gonna look nice when it's all done. All right, I made a little bit more progress while the camera was off. I made mounts to support the cross member, and that is actually the original Crown Vic core support that I just cut way down. I'm gonna clean it up and make it look much more presentable, but welded it to the truck cross member, and then I cut the old frame mounts off, moved them back, and welded those on as well. And I'm thinking I'm gonna raise the radiator up like 2 inches. It's got the radiator rather low, and there's a good portion of the radiator that's actually gonna be behind the bumper. So to get the most airflow, I think I'm gonna bring the radiator up to get some more airflow going through it, because I don't want to have to worry about any overheating issues. So that's kind of what I'm playing with right now with these tubes here. Obviously that's not what it's going to be, but yeah, I'm thinking about picking that radiator up a couple inches because I've got plenty of room. So I think that's gonna wrap it up for tonight though. I'm gonna hit this thing hard in the morning. Now that the front clip is pretty much all set, I'm probably gonna throw it back on and bring the truck forward, get it on the lift actually. And then I wanna start knocking out the firewall and the floor on the rest of the truck. So that's gonna be it for tonight. I'm tired, it's late. So I'm gonna get back to working on this thing tomorrow, get the floor, firewall, back of the cab. I'd like to get all that wrapped up and get all the major welding done on this cab. That way I can start moving on to the project. So, like I said, I'm gonna call it there for tonight. For you guys, that's just gonna be a second. Good morning, guys. Let's get back at it. Feeling refreshed. Well, let's start welding on this thing. I think I'm gonna start on the passenger side door and try and get a ton of the work knocked out on this thing. All right, making a bit of progress. Got this footwell, door opening, whatever you want to call it, pretty well enclosed. I used a piece of the original door. It's the bottom kind of radius. It kept the radius that was there. Use this kind of bend and use that to my advantage, because this is there's a piece of angle iron under here, and it actually, you can see it kicks in here to make room for the door when the door is closed, and then it flares back out up front I obviously got to do a patch panel here yet, but it's coming along. This side just about wrapped up. Then I'll either, I'm not sure if I'm gonna move it to the back of the cab or do the other door first, but making progress. That's all I can ask for. So here we are, guys. I apologize ahead of time. I didn't get much video the other night. I just got into a time crunch and I had a good chunk of time to work on this, so I just devoted all the hours I had to just cutting and welding and fabricating all the stuff I needed to fabricate, and it just kind of slipped my mind. I forgot to turn the camera on, so I made a ton of progress, but like I said, I didn't get any video of it. So I'll show you where I'm at. So as you saw in the previous clips, I was working on these doors. This side's pretty well buttoned up. I still need to do seam sealer on everything. I'm gonna grind the welds down a little bit. And then I moved to the back of the cab and filled in the void between the stock cab and then the Crown Vic floor. Put some beading in just to give some extra support and just so it's not a plain piece of sheet metal. And then I moved around to the driver's side and started doing the same thing as I did on the passenger side. Just a piece of angle iron, piece of the original door skin, and started just fabricating everything in. I still need to finish up this side yet. I just ran out of time the other night. So what is left is I still need to do across the top of the firewall and then up the edge of the or front side of the firewall as well. But we're about, I would say 75% of the way there with getting this welded. Front clip is on. Sitting pretty good. I still gotta come up with some sort of a battery tray. I think I'm gonna try and use the stock truck battery tray. But for now, I just got it sitting there. That's a wrap on this episode of the Hawk Project. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, those will be posted at the end of the video. You can follow along on my Instagram, linked in the description. And as always, drop any questions or comments down below. I'd appreciate it if you guys would subscribe, because this channel cannot grow without you and the support that you bring. So thank you guys for watching. See you next time on the Hawk Project.